Morning. Today is September 21, 2022. Okay, real quick, Fed Day. So, yesterday we came in and we were challenging the central pivot range right around here. We had already breached this trend line that I had put up there, and we were just kind of toying right around here. And then I gave 3 targets. Target 1 about right here, target 2, and target 3. So we hit targets 1, 2, and 3. We came up a couple points short. So overall, I mean, it for the most part played out like I thought it was going to. We did make a new low off of here, but then kind of ramped up and kind of went sideways since. So today, Fed Day, yeah, probably going to be pretty slow, my guess. We're already up 15 points from yesterday, and we're flirting with the CPR. We just crossed a pivot point right in the center there, and the rule is if we close above this pivot, then we long. That's why I've got it kind of shaded in green. And if we stand below, then we'll be bearish. So, and then if during the day we come out and close below or get below, then we're bearish, and vice versa. At any rate, today, I mean, obviously not much can happen until Powell comes out and speaks. And what I did was I went ahead and said, well, let's give some targets, some support areas, some resistance areas, and then we'll just see how it plays out. Just remember, typically the first move off Fed information is the baited move, and then the second move is the correct move. So whether we start low or come down low and then bust up high, or whether we go high and then come down low, I mean, that remains to be seen. Do I have a bias? My bias is we go high, then we go low, which would probably be, yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'll show you some other information and kind of maybe we do just the opposite and we go low and then go higher. And I'll show that why I'm kind of thinking that way. Okay. So upside targets. There's some resistance area from 39.05 to 39.17. And then we have a target 1 of 39.30, target 2 of 39.58, and a target 3 of 39.72. Why did I leave this trend line up from yesterday? Normally I would delete them, and that's mainly because I like to see a kiss. So I put this trend line up. I didn't really get a kiss back up to kind of say I'm done with you. So typically we break it. Now this one we broke it, we came back above, we broke it. So maybe that was good enough. I don't know. But I typically would like to see a nice clean kiss off it. So basically we come down, drop below, come back up, retest it, kiss it, and then come back down. So I didn't get that, so I'm going to leave it up, just for today. And if we get an upside move, it'll be interesting to see how it handles that trend line, if it does. I also left the upper one up. Okay, enough of that. On the downside, if we make a move up and come back below the CPR, this is my kind of bull bear line, you want to call it, at 38.86, 50, right around there. Or the 50 moving average is another pretty decent bull bear, right? We're above it, we're bullish. We're below it, we're bearish. So this for the most part happened, all this junk here happened at nighttime. Right? So we got above the 50, but it was all during extended period, right? And as soon as we got into cash, we dropped back below the 50 and then came down. Just throwing it out there. So today might be the opposite in that during the cash day we come above it and maybe drop below it at the end. So maybe they're ramping the markets up to let it go for Powell. So downside target, we have some support at 38.41 to 38.54. We have target 1 of 38.29, target 2 of 3800, and target 3 of 37.87. We also have some notables areas, which I think will probably get busted, which is 38.34, but the big one will be 38.0450, which is the June low August 78.6 line. Now, doesn't mean we can't come down and pierce it, right, and have a wick and then come back up. So just want to throw that out there that I would very much interested to see how we close an hour candle if we get down there. That's if, right? So that brings me to my next chart, which is the SPY chart. Okay. So if you take I saw a chart yesterday and I thought, yeah, I probably ought to do that. If you take the low from the COVID low, right, back in March of 2020, and go ahead and tie it to the low right around June 15th, okay, you'll get a trend line. Now, on that trend line, which is right here, you can see it comes up. So if we break that, well, then we can go lower, right? That's the thought process, right, for most traders. Now, what I would say is from the June low to the August high, there's a 78.6 line, and that's at 376.88. Okay, roughly. I haven't validated that, but it's pretty close. Okay, so actually, let me get rid of that. Nope, not that one. Sorry about that. Let me just get this. And there. Okay. So 377.06 is the correct number. Okay. So we could come down here, pierce that trend line, and hit that target. Again, wick doesn't matter as long as we stay above it. That means we're going to go above it. If we close the daily below it, well, we're going to go lower. Okay, so that's another good thought process to keep in mind. Here's a perfect example of the 61.8. Right, we came down, got close, standard fib, setup, which is, oh, what do we do the next day? We went up higher. Now we ended up closing lower, but the point is it shook everybody out, or it probably shook a lot of people out, because everybody was probably saying, oh, we're going to come down to 388.74. No, what do? They gapped it up. Okay, so then it wasn't until the next day that we actually hit it, right? We actually pierced it a little bit. And then what do we do? Perfect. Bounced it up off there. I should have saw this coming. So I want to say, well, think about this one. There could be a bounce up. It could just be a straight fail. So something to keep in mind. I will be watching this and going back at the end of the day and reviewing it. So I would not be surprised for a bounce up here. I also would not be surprised for a failure. Now, we could also fail this, and then they'll gap it up and take it up above. Just means we're coming back down later. They're going to give you a better entry to go short. Okay? Just some things to keep in mind on SPY. Okay, my last one is, this is a chart I used to break out quite a bit. Where we at with this? As you can see, here's our 377.06. Here's the target down here, just like this target was here, just like that target was there. Okay, so if we come down and hit this, I'm almost thinking, why not wick it down here and get this final 100% line for this crab pattern taken care of? Just a thought. So that is a possibility. I would not be surprised, and today might be the day for it. We'll see. If not, it'll be somewhere in the future, I'm sure. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you. And remember to watch for the false pump or dump on the initial remarks, the initial thoughts of the Fed, the rate. You know, whether we do 75 cents or a dollar, I have no idea. Um, 75 cents is probably the play. If they come out with a dollar, then lower targets are probably definitely in play. But then again, they might think, hey, dollar, the Fed's serious. Oh, we're going to dump inflation. Market's going to be strong. We're going to push forward. I don't know. So there's so many scenarios out there. And good luck today. Remember, it's going to be volatile, so play small. You could do great if you're in the right direction, but if you're in the wrong direction, then you won't be doing so great. So play small or don't play at all today.